You have a good side.
I do?
Yes.
Huh.
Unfortunately, it's behind you, but...
That's what I was thinking. Way behind me, right?
Yeah. What are we doing today? Anything?
Yeah.
Careful about snotting in the microphone there. Are you warm enough over there, Mike?
I am warm enough.
I was thinking about you last night, and I was like, little Mikey's going to be nice and cold.
Precious little fella.
He's a little fragile little guy. He needs to have his little heater on next to him. Me, I got all these computers and stuff down here. They keep my legs warm.
Right.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
You sure this time?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Wow.
You like that?
Yeah.
What?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
I made it.
You did make it.
Yeah.
So one of a kind.
It is one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
No one will ever make that ever again.
No.
And it's called Bascule? Bascule?
Bascule, yeah.
Bascule? Okay. Here we go.
The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training, dished out who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sound of horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF1 accreditation. On this week's show, talking terminology, we're going to talk about the Bascule, and also, if you're not on YouTube, jump on over right there because we have a bunch of photos, pictures, and X-rays, and we're going to discuss the bending in 2 dimensions, and also X-rays and photos of hoof growth and a hospital plate. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing okay, Travis. How are you?
Just okay today?
I'm magnificent, spectacular, incredible.
Yes. You do need to learn how to do emails off your phone, Mike. I mean, you just can't.
I'm still trying to send you smoke signals.
You got whiteout all over the screen because you messed up.
Right. Right.
You tried to correct words with whiteout on your phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you remember what whiteout is?
I do.
Okay, all right. Just to make sure. All right. So what's been new with you, Mike? I mean, we were so worried about you last week, and you were limping around and crimping around and kind of gingerly walking around. Were you able to go out last week and do some horses? You said you were going to do 1 or 2 this week.
I'm picking back up the pace. I had a helper for a few days, and he's going to continue to help me some.
Is this helper going to stick around?
That is yet to be seen.
Now, is this a helper that is interested in being a farrier?
Being a farrier, yes.
Okay, and this is not just a guy who is a farrier who's kind of just teaming up with you already and say, hey, look, if you help me with my route, I'll help you with your route type deal.
No, this is a young guy, and I've had a couple of other people step up for a little bit and
just kind of fill your shoes for?
Fill my shoes. Mm-hmm. They got really big feet, you know.
Exactly. So you think he's going to stick around?
I think so at this point. He had started with me a little bit last year and then drifted off, and I think he's redirecting. And I told him, I said, if you're going to work with me, you're going to be doing homework and you're going to learn.
So it's not just I'm picking up a hammer and swinging and hitting nails and stuff. You're going to learn why we're taking the nails and hitting them this direction, and why we're putting this shoe on, and why we're not putting shoes on,
right?
And why we're trimming, and all the stuff that we've been talking about on the show. And by the way, Mike, last week I said that this show was 5 years old this month, Mike. 5 years old. This show has been going on, and
he is going to learn to draw, and we started actually Saturday afternoon on. Just working on what's going on the sole plane of the foot and how, some different aspects of what people are calling balanced, Mm-hmm. And you can't really put it on that tire machine to spin it around.
And you know what, Mike, not for nothing. Like I said, we've been doing the show for 5 years, and I've learned so much from you, but here's this guy who's coming in. Does he have any background at all as far as being a farrier, other than running with you the first time?
Well, he went to farrier school, and then...
Did he graduate from farrier school?
He did. Okay. He did, and did pretty well. And then...
so he's got the basics down.
After about a year, he went back through another farrier school training program for 8 weeks, and they concentrated on some other aspects of it more than the first school did. But it's getting him started, and I've got him some study books and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, if you're going to work with me, we're going to do homework. We're going to talk about it. And, you know, because that's the direction he needs to head in.
Yeah. If you want to stick with me, kid,
you're going to put forth effort and you're going to learn.
And hopefully he'll do well.
I think so. I think his attitude, he had to get out and see a few things and
get some things straight in his life. Yeah,
straight in his head. And
you know, not for nothing, Mike. You know, other jobs. You know, a lot of people say, I want to be a teacher, and I want to be a nurse, and I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a policeman. These type of jobs. I want to be a farrier. These types of jobs aren't jobs that like kids say, you know, well, they guess they,
like me standing up here saying I want to be a Travis.
Right. we only need one of those guys. But no, for the most part, it's a calling.
Right.
To make light, you know, of the term itself. It's a
if it's just strictly about a paycheck, you do not need to be a farrier.
That's where I was going with it. If you just want, hey, where can I make the most money? I want to be a stockbroker. I want to be a Bitcoin tradesman, or I want to be whatever like that. You know, those are people that are just in it to make the quick buck, the quick turnaround, the least amount of work for the most, you know, productive results at the end. But when you're a farrier, again, a doctor, nurse, and all that other stuff, it's a calling that you need to help, you know, that type of mentality that you need to have before getting, because I'll tell you what, I would not do it. I would not do it. And I know you and I both know people that have gotten into it and said, you know what, this is not for me. I'm going to go.
There's been a lot of people in and out of it.
I'm going to switch my directions. Or people get into it and they go, you know what, I kind of like this over here. Who was I forget who he had a while back. They were a farrier and they said, well, let's learn the biomechanics, and turned directly like a 90-degree turn and went into being like vet medicine and
right.
all that stuff that we've had here on the show. So farrier, yeah, not me.
It entails a lot more than most people think to really do it right and do it justice.
Yeah, because people have this notion, I'm just putting on shoes, I'm just nailing something on the bottom of a horse's feet, and people think that shoes just need to be on the bottom of a horse's feet because that's the way the movies portray it. That's the way, right. You know, you always see the blacksmith in there, and they're hammering and ding, 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 you know, what can I get for you? And, you know, the salt of the earth type guy, and he's like,
yeah.
Well,
yeah, and I tell you, there's something that has come up the last few days that we need to be thinking about. We're in our part of the country. We're coming into spring, and whether people believe it or not, pastures are already starting to green up.
Yep.
And if your horses are out on big turnout, and you've been feeding them through the winter, you need to. I mean, it was a discussion with my clients. He's already started easing back on feed. Some people aren't. I've already seen more of the little guys that are already getting in trouble with their feet, and it's time to start paying attention and not having problems.
So you know where Amy has her horse Diego, right? Over
right.
The big facility, over the big training facility. And you say that the grass is coming in where all the horses gather up. It's nothing but mud. I mean, it literally is, you know, just nothing but mud and dirt and everything. But as you get away from where the stalls are and the lean-tos and all that, there's grass out there in those fields. And you talk about the little guys. They have a little horse out there called Matilda. It's cute as a button. I'm sure you're familiar with Matilda.
Yeah.
Matilda right now has a hockey mask on.
Right.
She's got one of the
hockey player.
She's the shortest hockey player, played for the gold medal United States team, but she's got that hockey thing on her face to keep her from eating. It's slow down her eating. Is that right?
Eating, yes.
So and she's the only one out there. All the big horses, all the other ones.
Well, with the little ones like that, that's where you're going to have a lot more problems.
So she's got it on there.
The best thing is to prevent. And those that have already had problems, it's going to be a lot easier for them to have flare-ups and have some hot feet and going into some laminitic episodes, and we don't want to deal with that.
And I think Matilda at one time ran into that, and this is the result that, hey, when it gets to springtime,
right.
Let's put this, what is it, a grazing
muzzle, hockey mask.
Yeah, grazing muzzle is what she's got on. And I feel bad for her, because if someone was to put that in front of my face, I'd be...
That kind of hurts your feelings now, wouldn't it?
It would. Oh, man. But, you know, I'd be probably 50 pounds less, too.
So. Right. When you go to all you can eat buffet.
Yes. All right, guys, we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about. And if you're not over on YouTube right now, jump on over there because we have a lot of visuals during this podcast here. We have some X-rays, we have some photos and stuff that Mike's been doing here in the last couple of weeks or so. So jump on over there right now. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. There you go. Talk about your new guy. Who's the new guy?
Tristan Reams.
Is it a guy or a girl? Tristan. Is that a guy's name or a girl's name?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go with that. Do I know this person? No?
No, he is Jerry Connell's grandson. I've known Jerry for a long time.
Okay. I'm just saying. Tristan.
Well, I mean, that name is one of those names that could probably be used in.
Yeah, because I don't know any male Tristans.
Right. I don't know that I know any other Tristans.
But my drama teacher, his name was Leslie.
Yeah.
So.
I've known a guy I went to school with. His name was Leslie.
Yeah, so there you go. Could be either way. He was also gay, but still, I mean.
Well, the Leslie I know probably was not. But, as long as they're good people, it doesn't matter, right?
Drama! All right, here we go. You ready? Yes? Give me a yes.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says join the podcast. And the reason why you're going to do that is because your physical voice, can be heard right alongside of us here in the studio. There's a little orange bar up at the top that says leave a message for Mike Stine. You can be anonymous if you want. It does want an email address to make sure you're not a robot or anything like that. Speak right into your device, your microphone. Make sure you speak clear. Keep it about under a minute, and we'll play your voice on the very next podcast. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. That's where we broadcast from every Monday. And then don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a full-length video over on YouTube channel. You can see all the stuff that goes on during the breaks and all the conversations that we have that leads up into our conversations that you hear during the audio version of the podcast. So jump on over there to YouTube. Give Mike a follow over there as well, and you'll get a little ding on your thing as far as when a new video comes up. And we're still trying to go live, Mike. We're still trying to go live on YouTube. And it's not on my end.
It is not. No. It's on my end.
It's on Mike's end to make sure to figure out what the password is to his account, which is like, what is it? National Treasures, Hidden Treasures. What's the movie where they couldn't find the thing?
Right.
That's what we're looking for, Mike's password to figure out all that stuff. So, and over to my far hand side, my very own Nicolas Cage is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You look good. You seem in better spirits today, Mike.
I am in better spirits. You getting out, getting moving. I'm kind of used to moving all the time.
And you came up to the studio here. 2 flights of stairs. You did pretty good.
Didn't have to be put down this morning.
Nope. But I didn't have to stand behind you and push you up the stairs to get you up here.
I had a winch rope man and drag me up the steps. You did give me a push going down. That was a lot easier.
Yeah, we'll just put a slide down there and you can do corkscrew like in the backyards of kids' playgrounds. All right. Now, this is part of the show called Talking Terminology, where we define definitions or words of define words and their definitions that you might hear during your I almost said when you're broadcasting.
See what words we're going to mispronounce.
Yeah. When your farrier comes out, when a vet comes out, anyone that puts hands on your horses, when they say certain terms and technologies and stuff like that, we define them here so you don't feel like a big ding dong out there, so you're ends in the know. Let's put it that way, and you get a little bit better definition of the word. Did I carry that on too far, Mike?
Sure, you always do.
I know. And I just edit it all up in the audio portion, and you'll never know. So this week, talking terminology, we're talking about Bascule. Am I saying that right? Bascule? Bascule.
That's how I mispronounce it.
All right. So why are we bringing up this term, and what does it mean?
For a horse to bascule, okay, horses that are going over, you're jumping horses, and we'll go with them for the moment. But when they are coming up to the jump, and you give them their head, and they drop their head, and they round up to power off over the jump, and then they can tuck their hind legs up under them and all that. So they actually their body is bending upward. The back is lifting around and out. And horses, at one time in history, we kind of thought about horses with the backs like a board, but there is some movement up and down, left to right, and all that kind of stuff. And you think, okay, you're coming in a horse, you're backcountry riding, you come to it's like a steep hill down, and you've got them inverted where the head's pulled up, and they kind of stumble their way down the hill, or when they bascule, they round up and they can hold themselves on the back end and let themselves down the hill. And same thing, we're asking in a dressage horse for a dressage horse to collect, you have to get that back to round up if it's true collection. And that's one of those things, if you can watch that time between front and hind leg, is a good clue as to whether it's a true collection or not. So there you go.
All right. So on my handy dandy cheat sheet here, it says the general definition is the counterbalance structure having one end that rises as the other one lowers. So a bascule is, where else would we use that term? On, I guess, a car engine, maybe? I don't know. The one piston goes up, the other one goes down.
You can use it for that.
What about a teeter-totter? One end goes up.
How about a dolphin swimming?
How about a dolphin swimming? Survey says...
I think a dolphin swimming.
Okay, so there you go. And why are we talking about this term as far as this week's show? Is it having to deal with the X-rays and everything that we're looking at?
No, it's not. It just has to do with horses being able to use their bodies correctly.
All right.
And us not interfering as riders.
Got it. Sorry, I was switching.
Because you can take a horse, put him over jumps without a saddle, and the way they handle their body sometimes is a little different than when some of them are tacked up with the rider, depending on what's going on with the rider. More mechanically correct is more probably when he's by himself.
Great. All right. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, now's your chance. If you're not on YouTube right now, we gave you a little leeway there. Now's your chance to jump on over to YouTube right now, and you can see this full-length video and all the pictures and images that we have coming up here, because we're going to talk about bending in 2 dimensions. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Sorry, I realized when you were talking, come on, that I wanted to get that picture instead of it being on me. Because you were talking with your hands. That's why I was.
Right.
So
okay.
I had to switch this camera over to you. So you have 2 cameras on you.
Wow.
And I've got 1.
Wow.
All right. So we're going to talk about these pictures right here.
Right.
Okay. Let me make sure I got the right. We're going to this. Yep. And now both cameras are on you, so I got to switch. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, make sure you follow him over on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to do that is because all the images and stuff, if you're not over on YouTube right now, that's okay. He's going to post all these images and stuff on his Facebook page. Aren't you, Mike?
Yes, I am.
Remember a couple weeks ago I showed you how to do that?
No, I don't.
I will show you after the show how to post the pictures and images that you take, while you're out and about and working on horses and stuff. And then you could just put a little comment at the top like, this is a blah, 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 and, blah, 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 blah.
And I'll spell it just like that.
Yeah, probably. But he will post all these images, these X-rays, the photos of horses that he works on when he's out in the field and stuff. So, and he also puts a bunch of different articles up there as well. So you can check that out over at Facebook. Search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. He's got 2 pages. He's got a personal page and a business page. If he posts on one, he posts on the other one as well. So you're safe with either one, but join both of them to show some support for the show. And over to my far hand side, my very own media manager is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good.
Just good.
I am spectacular.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were okay at the beginning, then you were really, really good, and now you're just good. I want to make sure that...
incredibly spectacular in the magnificent day that we have.
I want to make sure that you keep climbing that hill as far as getting better and getting healthier and all the stuff that was bringing you down the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about bending in 2 dimensions. Now, when you say bending, what are we bending? Are we bending the horses? Are we bending light? Are we bending time, and space?
We bend time and space every day. But no, when we're talking about that, I was talking about the bascule.
Okay.
And that's kind of where that came from.
All right.
So, I kind of thought we'd gone through that a little bit, but to bend, to flex, you got the barrel flexes from side to side, and it rotates as much as anything when they bend.
All right. Does that have to deal with any of the...
No, it doesn't.
It has nothing to do with it?
No.
Well, it's a good... Let me go ahead. Whoever wrote this script for me today, fired.
Okay, bye.
So
I'll try not to let the door hit me, and
So we're not bending in two dimensions anymore during this segment. What we are going to talk about are these X-rays that Mike has.
Right.
I'm going to switch over to camera 7, and we're looking at these. What are we looking at here? Blue screen.
Blue screen. We're looking at blue screen, and this is
All right, hold on. Before we get started, this is an X-ray of a hoof, and I can see that the coffin bone right here has got the little her
elf toe.
Elf toe. I was going to say herself the elf.
Herself the elf.
And also, I'm looking at the hoof, and it looks in the X-ray, it's all smashed up looking.
It is all smashed up, and if you look at that,
and here's
that's the same image flipped, but you can kind of see down the back of the dorsal hoof wall, and towards the toe.
Oh, towards the toe. Sorry.
Right down. See right in there. You just went down it, and have what the alignment is to the coffin bone itself. And from the tip of this has been going on for a while. I mean, this I would probably classify more on the clubbier side foot, and we've got a lot of long-term damage. So just some X-rays I was sent to take a look at, and I don't know what the outcome has been at this point.
Have you gone out to see this horse?
I've not seen this horse and probably won't. It's in another part of the country.
But you can give your dialysis,
right.
Diagnostics.
I can give it dialysis.
you can at least talk about it with the person.
Right. And on this other side, it is,
So this is a different foot.
This is the other foot.
Okay.
If you look at the lamina to the dorsal wall, it's not as bad. And on the clubby side, is that purely mechanical pressure or what? But it's also been dealing with some seedy toe issues, where you have the rotten, falling apart toe. So this guy's probably been a bit laminitic at a point. And
so let me ask you this: one, why did the people send you these photos? What was their goal? Hey, Mike, here's some photos. Look at them and see what you think.
Stuff like this. Hey, look at this all the time.
Okay. And tell me what you think.
And I think that we need to, on both feet, and especially that clubby foot, you could use a little more depth under the foot.
Now, I guess the question that
this is not where the horse is shod, and I don't know what the farrier's talent and skills are as far as that goes. This is not getting into like any heavy duty mechanics or anything.
This looks like the guy who's looking for a paycheck. You think? Because I mean,
I think he is trying with what he's got to work with, and what he's allowed to work with. Because sometimes you're limited by other factors.
So
as far as what you can and can't do.
So the person that sent you these,
is this a horse that will be fixed and made into a normal riding horse? Not really.
That's where I was going with the whole conversation. Is they're asking you to look at this because they obviously want the horse's feet fixed.
It's kind of, can we get this foot in a better place and slow down the damage, because this is one of those deals that's going to deteriorate. And but we like to keep this horse as happy as we can, as long as we can. And if you see the rivets in the back of the shoe, the horse does have pads on towards the heel right there.
Yeah, I see it right there.
So it's got some pad riveted on there.
So he's doing what he can with what he's got and where he's at.
Right. And there are situations I go out on where you've got optimal, as far as this would be aggressive, whatever, and going max full bore on it. And sometimes you get into a lot of price materials, and sometimes you have to live within the owner's budget on where you can work and what you're allowed to do and what they're going to allow you to do. Because the bottom line is they do have choices to make with their horses.
See, and when I see these X-rays, Mike, it always upsets me, because I'm like, how did it get to this point, and now we're starting to worry about it? No, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. No.
Well, it's too many times I get hit with stuff like that, and they're like, well, we need to do this and this. No. We want to wait to see if it gets bad. We're not going to do anything until it gets bad. And you're behind. I mean, as far as farrier and this farrier, they're coming into this, they're way behind the 8-ball. I mean, pretty far behind the 8-ball. Mm-hmm. And, they're, I don't think it's intentional, but I think that a lot of not knowing and getting a lot of advice from, the peanut gallery. got a big peanut gallery out there, and social media's made the peanut gallery much bigger. But, getting good advice from good qualified people. And we can't turn the clock back on something like this. This is where this horse is, and they will try to do the best they can for it, and hopefully keep as happy as they can. And they're also looking at a horse where there may be some undesirable decisions they may have to make.
So we'll hope for the best for this horse. But you're not going
Right.
out there to see it. You're just giving your opinion as far as what needs to be done
Right.
and all that. And you haven't talked to the actual farrier. You're strictly talking to the owner right now?
No. I've just these pictures were sent from a farrier. Take a look at this.
Okay.
And
Gotcha. Well, we hope for the best on them. All right, when we come back, we're going to get into more X-rays and photos of a hoof grown and a hospital plate. Sounds like something hot, and I hope the veggies are cooked well. So stick around.
Right.
We'll get into that when we come back. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. You want to show this first, or you want to go right into the X-ray?
Let's go to the X-rays, just the order you had them in.
All right, let's rotate the picture that way.
Right.
Is that good like that?
That works.
Okay. Can't really see the bottom there, but hopefully we'll.
That's okay.
Okay. It's all about little Mikey. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, if you don't want to join, like verbally, audioly, join the podcast, that's fine. You can always send Mike Stine a question at any time. You can also send him pictures of your X-rays and stuff, and he'll give your opinion. We'll post them here on the show as well. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Contact Us. Fill out the little form. I think there's a little spot where you can attach a picture or a photo or something like that. Attach that as well. Make sure you put a physical return address. We'll send you out some stickers and stuff from the show just for saying thank you for being part of the show, and we'll use your stuff here on the air. Just get those over to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says Contacts. Fill that out, and we'll talk about it here on the air. And over to my far right side, my very own analysis guy is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good. How are you doing, Travis?
You're doing good. That sounded good. That sounded solid.
I am doing good. We're ready to rock and roll.
I am
and get
ready.
it done today.
I'm going to swing a hammer all day long until
right.
I can't swing it no more.
That's how it ought to be every day, right?
You got are you doing horses today after the show?
I am. I'm heading down to Miss Becky Holder's today.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
And
you gonna spend the night there, or are you coming right back?
I'll be at home tonight.
I'm good.
And I got a little scheduling stuff to do, and I got to get a hold of Tristan and see where we are for this week.
Okay.
And get it done.
Is Tristan at the point where you can say, hey, for example, our horses here, Dominique and Cayenne that we have here, they're strictly just trims. Is he able to come out and do, I'm not asking for an appointment, I'm just saying, is he able to go out and just do some basic trims to kind of lighten your loads on that? Or
Well, we're working on that, and there are some places that I've got one barn where I've got 6 or 8 horses shod and about 25 trims, and we're going to start, the owner wants him to do it with me at first and migrate that over, but some of it is going to be migrated over.
I was going to say, that'd be a perfect, talking about, trial by fire. You throw him in there on those 25 horses, and he gets down to like horse number 3, and he's like, man, Mike, I'm tired. Keep going, Tristan.
Keep going.
Keep going. You got another.
You're 19 years old. Toughen up, buddy.
22 more to go. We got to get them done by sundown because you're driving home. That type deal.
Right.
All right.
It's like you hadn't fallen flat on your face. Keep going.
Yeah. You still have all 10 fingers and 8 toes, right?
Right.
All right. So now we're going to talk about this. First of all, a hospital plate. Now, we've got pictures up here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you jump on over there as well. For those of you who aren't watching at home, you can always go back and watch it later on. But for those of you that are listening at home, we'll kind of describe it the best we can as far as what Mike has been doing here on this. You all right? You fall asleep over there?
I'm trying. You're boring me.
I know. I'm so boring. So these are your pictures, right?
These are yet another set that I'll take a look at.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna switch over to camera 7 again, and I gotta see, this is what, do this in real time here. See, X-rays and photos go here, and then I gotta come down here and go, okay, where are we grabbing these photos from? And I put it right there, and then that.
There you go.
So there. Now, what are we looking at here, Mike? This is an Xray. This is
This would be a kind of a skyline view, yes.
Yes.
And if you look at the perimeter of that coffin bone, and you get down towards the toe on the outside edge, it's kind of notched in there.
Yeah, he looks like he's been kicking like some rebar, like one piece of rebar for a long time.
And you notice down on the bottom, there's a place jutting out, and
where on the hoof?
On the hoof. Well, in the Xray, you see that place right in there. You're kind of going up and down it, where there's a line in the bottom of the foot.
Yeah, it's like a crack.
And then there is a denser strip where it's wider right beside it. Right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So that probably shouldn't be there, and the erosion in the coffin bone probably shouldn't be there, but it is. And so what they've done is gone and cleaned this foot up. And
go to the next picture.
Yeah, I believe this was along the lines of a keratoma. But you see that really white spot.
Oh, this right here. Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
There. Right.
It's like a
weird growth.
It looks like angel's wings, Mike. Look at that.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. It does look like angel's wings.
And that's like the skirt or whatever the angel would wear.
Right. So
robe.
What they've done is gone in and cleaned this up and removed, what's not supposed to be there, and given the foot a chance to heal up to get this guy back happy. Now, I've had some of these we've done this on, and you do end up with a notch in the coffin bone. Some of them have done extremely well. And
as far as what, being
being back a riding horse, yeah.
Like in competitions, like dressage and eventing?
Possibly, yeah.
Really?
Possibly. Depending on how you come back. I don't think this was a heavy using horse anyway. And if it's not, it's okay as long as it can serve a good purpose.
As long as he's happy.
As long as he's happy.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then this is the actual foot that we had.
This is the actual foot.
Well, I see some blood there, Mike.
Yeah, and that's okay. And you see where you were getting that line that looked like a crack, you can see that dark strip in there.
Right here?
Right there. That's kind of what looked like a crack, and then everything else was beside it.
So what is that, a blown-out abscess or something?
I don't know that it's an abscess so much. I think that you have a bit of a keratoma there, and you see that material right there. All that was going to be removed.
Okay.
And then they built something to protect the foot where it could be medicated. And he actually did a nice job on it, I thought. I mean, kind of a big, flat-footed, kind of drafty-looking old foot. But, they went and cleaned everything up. It was, in these situations, you're always working with a veterinarian. Mm-hmm. And might have, you want to try to get these in the clinic if you can. Because just in case there's any kind of complications, you want a good working environment. So that was the start of it. And then he built a hospital plate.
Now, describe what a hospital plate is.
Okay, it is a removable plate on the bottom of the shoe. You see there's a couple screw heads up. And I'll tell you, one thing he did there that I got to say I have never done, he drew a hand-drawn clip, and then he pulled part of the hospital clip right into the hand-drawn clip. So it fits into you got a clip on the hospital plate fit in there. And I thought, wow, that's a pretty neat way of doing it, And you can use that to kind of help stabilize it when you're putting your screws in.
So the term hospital plate looks like just a flat piece of steel.
He's using a flat piece of steel. Typically, I use aluminum.
Okay, and then he's got these carriage bolts, not carriage bolts. Sorry,
yeah.
the hex head bolts. Now, are those hex head bolts going to impede the horse walking, or are they going to snap off? I mean,
no, they're not going to snap off, and they're really not. I mean, this horse is not going to be walking a lot, but you can take the plate off, clean it, change your packing. If you're using like the sterile maggots, you can go in there every few days and do that, and then you put the plate back on, and then you can medicate and do a little more debriding or whatever need be on the bottom of that foot where the bottom's open.
So the hospital plate, if I'm looking at this right, is attached to a regular horseshoe,
which is attached to the bottom of the foot.
Okay, and so why wouldn't you just attach a flat horseshoe all the way across and not have the two together bolted? I guess I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, the problem, okay, you saw where the hole was up in front of the frog forward, right?
Right.
And they've got a hole in the bottom of the foot where that was cut out.
Okay.
And this way you can unscrew that plate and you may have galls in there. You may have, sometimes some of these situations they'll use some sterile maggots, which you need to go in there every few days and clean. And the maggots eat the dead tissue, and or your sugar dine or whatever you and your vet, your silver, you or your vet are working with, so that you can take that off and medicate the area and clean up the infection, and then stick it right back, pack it and put it right back on there, and then the foot's protected. And if he does go out and step on gravel or anything where that area is pared out, it's going to be really painful. But you look at that plate, he's going to load the plate and not put pressure onto the affected area.
So what would be the advantage of having this hospital plate rather than like the Redmond boot or something like that you would physically just engulf the whole entire hoof and encapsulate it?
Like the Red and Ultimate deal.
That's what I meant.
Right.
I tried to sound fancy, but it didn't work.
The Red and Ultimate or the Mega Ultimates or anything like that.
Yeah, sure.
This would be less expensive. And is this a situation where you need those kind of mechanics as far as getting and I'm not going to say that's out of line. Everybody's going to handle it a different way. But if you had it in that type of boot, what you would do is you'd have the foot cocked back and you would have an access hole in the front. And you're going more through the front instead of straight through the bottom. Okay. And it's just a different way of doing it. The mechanics, you could do some things mechanically that way that would encourage the foot to grow more foot. But, there's no one thing that's for everything.
I like this setup a lot better than the boots.
Well, it's a good setup.
Yeah.
It's a good setup. He's done a good job.
You know who this farrier is that did this?
I was told at one point, but honestly, it came through channels and I do not know it.
Okay.
Point.
Well,
but he did some really nice work there.
All right, and this seems to be like the end result. And there's the notch out in the front toe.
Out in the front. He's got it on there and a little bit of vet wrap on it. I don't know why it took out the background on it when I put that into my picture file, but it took out the baggground for whatever reason.
You probably hit something funky.
Oh, I'm sure I did, but I don't know what it was.
That's a good picture, though. Don't get me wrong.
No. And I think they've got this guy happier and healthier and well on his way to doing his job.
That's a good-looking shoe there.
Right, and if it grows, the foot grows in nice, everything's solid. This horse, I think, was probably barefoot before, and maybe we'll end up back there, and that would be the goal.
Well, good. Cool. All right, we're going to take one more little quick break and let you get back to playing with your pony. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. What did we learn today?
What did we learn today? I don't know. We learned I know nothing about my phone.
Yeah. $20,000 phone, can't do jack shit with it.
Right.
We'll get you taken care of, Mike. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast at any time. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page, it says join the podcast. Click on that. You're going to see all the different episodes that we've been doing over the last 5 years. Congratulations. Happy anniversary, Mike. 5 years. 5 years. Actually, next week will be 5 years, and we can celebrate it then. 5 years of doing this program, and we couldn't
have done it without you.
Couldn't have done it without our listeners out there, all the fine guests that we've been having here on the show. So make sure you go back and listen to all those different podcasts that we've been doing over the last 5 years, and you might learn something too. God knows when we first started this, I approached Mike and I said, hey, let's keep it simple because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me either.
And now look at me talking about Redmond boots and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah. Richard Redmond.
Yeah. Whatever.
Who's that?
I don't know. I still got it wrong. So make sure you go over there and give them a like, follow, subscribe on Facebook and all that stuff. All right, Mike, what did we learn today?
What did we learn today?
Talking terminology. We're talking about the Bascule or Bascule. What is that and why are we talking about it?
Well, the dolphins vascule when they swim, and it's more about the body rounded up, but the barrel of the horse moves in multiple directions. And for us to get correct power out of the back end, they have to be able to round up at times. And traversing rough terrain, going over jumps, true collection, not a false collection.
And we were talking about bending in 2 dimensions.
Right. And that's part of the deal with the Bascule.
And also
and the medial lateral move, or left, moving right, moving up, moving down. Yeah.
People moving out, people moving in.
People moving on, people moving back.
And then we got, we're going to go back over to this set of photos, which is the X-rays.
Right. Yeah, we're looking at some damaged feet that at this point is pretty far behind the 8-ball, and not a lot of sole depth there, and not a lot of coffin bone. If you draw the shape of that coffin bone, if you drew the lines down where it should be and the bottom plane should be, you can see what's eroded off over time. And your body's trying to save itself, but these are tough situations, and some of the expectations sometimes are not. But basically, if there's a problem, let's get on it. Let's take care of things before we end up in this shape.
And the coffin bones on this one are like Herself the Elf, where they tilt.
Herself the Elf, yeah.
Where they tilt up in the front. Which has got to be uncomfortable. And then the other set of photos, give me one sec while I switch screens again in real time. 1, 2, 3, go. Where are we at? This one, there. And this set of photos, let's start at the beginning of this set. And this is...
Well, damage to the coffin bone. Here.
Now, I'm looking at the coffin bone. It's supposed to be pointing in the front, and there's no point there. It looks like it's been...
No, it's kind of eroded out.
It's gone.
And that's where that keratoma-looking stuff is. Mm-hmm. And, of course, these guys removed it. Right there, you can see. And
the angel wings.
The angel wings. And they have gone back with the hospital plates so they can medicate and protect the foot until it gets healed up. And he did a beautiful job of it.
There's all cut out right there. Looks very good.
Right.
A little bit of blood.
A little bit of blood. Now, the foot was cleaned up a lot more before anything went on. Then it's a pancaked out flat foot.
And, yeah, it does look like a drafting horse. And then here's your hospital plate, which I think this is the first time over the 5 years I've seen this setup done, and I'm just amazed by it. I really am. Whoever this farrier was, put a
good-looking job.
Horseshoe on it. Everything's nice and trim. It's got this, you called that a toe clip in the front?
Toe clip. And he's pulled a clip in behind it on the hospital plate, which is a neat little extra. Typically, I use diamond tread aluminum to make plates out of.
Okay. And you keep that regularly on your truck, or just...
I've got a piece of it in the back of the truck just in case.
Just in case you get...
I got a whole lot of just in case in there.
You got a whole bed full of just in case.
Right.
All right, guys, if you've enjoyed the show and you like this podcast to perform out of your clinic, your location, your barn, if you got anything going on, any kind of special events, reach out to us. We'll bring this right to your very own front doorstep, and we will set up. We've got a big live performance that we can do for you. And the way you get in touch with Mike is go to equinedynamics.com.
Fire up smoke, throw some wet leaves on it, and get a big towel.
Yeah. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says clinics. Fill out that little form. We'll pencil you in. I will be on vacation for 2 weeks in the middle of March. And so we're going to have one more show, and they're going to be off for 2 weeks. So I'm just forewarning you now, Mike, just to remember.
Oh, no. I'm going to be so brokenhearted.
You're going to be all alone for 2 weeks. Are you going to be okay?
How will I make it without you?
Well, we'll have one more show before we leave. And then we'll be off for 2 weeks. I'm going to Europe, Mike. Going to London, Gay Paris, and then Amsterdam or something like that. I forget where we're going, but that's where we're going. So we'll have fun.
I've heard about that.
Hopefully, I'll meet some of our listeners over there as well.
Yeah, spread the word.
All right, and make sure you follow him over on Facebook and give us a subscribe over on YouTube as well. On behalf of Mike Stine over there.
Yes, we've been given another beautiful day to go out and enjoy the ponies, right?
That's right. My name is Travis, saying see you next week.
Thank you.
Just close your eyes and dream, little pal. Dream.
Thank you for not stepping all over the end again. Like last week. You kept talking. I'm like, Mike, shut up. I got to put commercials at the end of they had to put commercials at the end. They need a cutoff.
Good night, Ned. Good night, Ned.